Thanks for tuning in to the Thumb Strong podcast. If you could, please like and subscribe to help us reach more people and help them get started in their fitness journey. Thanks and enjoy the episode. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Thumb Strong podcast. Today we're going to be talking about 4 ways to get started in the gym if you feel intimidated or scared to come to the gym. Reason that we want to talk about this is because we know that 99% of people are going to be intimidated or scared to come into the gym for the first time. And in our episode last week, when we talked to Mickey Strickler, our special guest, I was actually pretty shocked when he said that he was super intimidated to come into the gym with his background in health and fitness, being in the Army for 14 years. He said that if he pulled in and the parking lot was full, he actually would sit and then leave if it didn't clear out. So I'm sure a lot of people struggle with the same thing. I think the most important thing is just making sure that people understand everybody feels that way at first. Even like going to a new gym for us right now, there's a little bit of an intimidation factor, especially if you're going in to do a session or a class or something. So today we want to kind of break down 4 different ways to get started that I had come up with to make getting started easier, less intimidating, less scary. Obviously, one of the biggest reasons is people just don't know what to do, how to do it, so they don't want to look, stupid going into the gym for the first time and exercising. Mm-hmm. But have you guys ever? Can you remember a time where maybe you felt intimidated or scared to do something?
I mean, I think anytime you try something new at all, whether it's your new job, taking a test, going to a new class or a new gym, or meeting somebody new, getting assigned a new client and not knowing who they are, there's a little bit of anxiety that comes with it no matter who you are. I think that's just a natural reaction as a human being. And the more that you are exposed to those new situations, like coming to the gym, the more you're capable of dealing with those and like overcoming that feeling. So I feel like that's something you just have to practice. Mm-hmm. And the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the easier it becomes to try those new things. Then there's I've heard there's this Instagram page or YouTube channel I follow called Seek Discomfort. You ever heard of that before?
No.
It just reminded me of that, where these guys encourage people to get out of their comfort zone, get out of their box, and do something uncomfortable and try something new and go out and meet new people. And I feel like the gym is the perfect way to do that with the community that we've built here. Is within classes and within the gym. Like we were just talking earlier, like my mom started coming to the gym, and there's the same group of people in there just about every day that they've kind of come together and held each other accountable almost. So I think that anxiety is a normal feeling to feel when you're trying anything new, and the gym is really no exception to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think bottom line, it's just after you get over that first hump, that first time just going in, it gets easier from there, just like with anything else that we do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what were you gonna say? I mean, I've been intimidated every time I've switched gyms. Even I started in Marlette, and then I was in Saginaw, and then even coming here, I had my personal training certificate. I was coming here to work. Yeah, I was still intimidated to come in here and work out just because it's a new environment. I think it's hard when you don't know where all the equipment's at because you don't want to look silly. If you can't find something or you don't know how to work a piece of equipment out in the gym. So I think that a lot of intimidation comes from that because you are just not comfortable with all of the equipment yet. But it's a very normal feeling that I think, I don't know if there's anybody who doesn't feel intimidated the first time they walk into a gym.
I mean, I'd be shocked if they weren't.
Very few.
I think, it's safe to say that it's okay to feel that way and it's normal. And you're not the only one who feels that way.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we'll kind of get into our first recommendation. So number 1 of 4 would be if you are super nervous about coming to the gym, one thing that you can do is obviously get started at home with, and I highly recommend doing some sort of online training program. if you're somebody that's never done anything before, don't expect yourself to be able to just do it if you look up something on YouTube or get a free plan. There is research that shows that when you pay for a program and you're invested, that you're way more likely to actually follow through with it consistently and stick to it. So my recommendation would be to find some sort of at-home program that you can buy and try for 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week, whatever it is, until you get comfortable with moving and exercising. And then I would recommend, unless it's not feasible, like if the gym's nowhere near where you live or anything, but then once you build some confidence up, I would recommend transitioning into the gym. But you mentioned you started at home, right? So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, my mom always worked out at home, so we kind of had more equipment than probably the average person, which was definitely a benefit, but you don't need a lot to start. But yeah, I followed like workout videos, and for me that was really good because I learned a lot of movements that way. Like I learned how to do a lot of just like simple movements. So then when I did start going to a gym, I didn't feel so like I was starting from ground zero. Like I don't even know how to do a bicep curl. Or I don't even know how to do a squat properly. Like I kind of watched videos and learned how to do those things. And there was room for improvement, but it just kind of gave me a little bit of confidence going into the gym that like, okay, I've done something.
Yep.
And now I can go to classes or whatever, and feel a little bit more confident.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that for a while.
Cool.
Probably a year at least.
Yeah. And so obviously why it helps is there's no audience, there's nobody watching you or anything. So it's great for building that confidence and getting a little bit of momentum going. We do offer online programming. I feel like a lot of people probably don't realize that. So we have an app called Trainerize, and I would say it's probably the most prevalent, most popular online programming app used by fitness professionals, not just gyms, but even there's a lot of people that just coach online. And it's a great online tool where we can build custom workouts, we can schedule them. You just pop open the app, you know exactly what to do. There's video instruction, sets and reps, so you know exactly, how many sets and how many reps to use. You can keep track of your weights. It'll tell you how long to rest in between sets. So it really does help you kind of throughout the entire workout. It shows you the duration. So, we can customize it to, if you only have 30 minutes, we can put in the exercises and it'll show about how long it's going to take. We know if you're completing it. That's the accountability aspect of it. So for anybody that's never done a program before, if you struggled with fitness, that's where the benefit of not only paying for a program, but having a coach watching and seeing if you're checking off your workouts really actually helps you build that momentum and consistency.
Shows you a video of how to use proper form with the exercise too.
And I've had people, like I would tell them, especially if you're working out at home, if they like are still struggling with a movement like deadlift, like Romanian deadlifts with dumbbells or something, then they're still struggling with, hey, this is hurting my back, like what am I doing wrong? I will tell people, like, take a video of yourself doing the movement and send it to me, and then, we can give feedback. So that's, like, another benefit of having, like, an actual coach who is writing your workout programs and not just following something random online is, you can record yourself doing something and then just send it to them privately and ask what you're doing right or wrong or how to improve the movement. So that's another benefit of...
That's how I learned how to do almost all of my stuff. Because, when I first started here, I was the head honcho, the only trainer in town, and when I got into, Olympic lifting and more CrossFit, nobody did CrossFit. I got into it with two of my buddies. One of my buddies had done it for a little while. So, obviously, I learned a little bit from him, but, every time, we only train together maybe twice a week. So, the other 3 days, I was just recording myself watching a YouTube video, recording myself watching a YouTube video.
You can compare what you look like versus what somebody else looks like who knows what they're doing and then fix. Yeah, that's a little bit. best ways you can learn, I think.
Yep. So yeah, if that's something that you think would be kind of the best fit for you, if you're far from the gym or if you're not ready to come to the gym, that's a great option. One study actually does show 96% of people who were financially invested in their workouts stayed consistent months later.
Mm-hmm.
So almost 100% of people that are financially invested actually stay consistent months down the road compared to people that aren't. So that's why I recommend not just taking and doing whatever free program you can find online. Even if they're just as good, you got to put your money where your mouth is. And I've always believed in that. You should invest in your health, and you kind of do bet on the things that are important to you. So like the things that are actually important to you, that's where you tend to spend your money on. So if you don't spend any money on your health and fitness, you're proving to yourself it's not important, and you're not going to take it as seriously. If you got to wake up early to work out, and you're like, well, I'm not paying for it. Like, I'll just snooze today, I'll get it tomorrow. Like, it's way easier to push off. So next one, this one's going to be more specific to what we do here. There are other gyms that offer something similar, but we've noticed, and I've noticed over the last 9 years, we've had probably 2,000 different people that have walked through the door at least, is people that do walk in and they don't know what to do, how to do it. They walk in, they look at all the machines, and they're like, okay, what do all these do? They go straight to the treadmill. They do the treadmill for 20, 30 minutes, and then they leave. Less than a month later, they're gone.
Yeah.
I noticed that trend after so many years of running this place, and so we developed the beginner package. So what the beginner package is, and usually DeLorean will do the sessions with you, is you start with 2 training sessions one-on-one for 30 minutes. And so we'll take you into the gym, teach you how to use all the machines with proper form and technique. We give you a 1-month membership with it and a 4-week program to follow, which we can either print out for you, or we can have you download the same Trainerize app we were just talking about, and the workouts are right on there. That way, when you come to the gym, you can pop open the app and you can see exactly the exercise that you're doing, the sets and reps. It's got a video in case you forget. But that is a great way to get started with more confidence. It definitely makes it less scary and intimidating because, like you said earlier, like when you walk in, probably the most scary part is like you just don't know where things are, what they do, how to do it. You don't want to look stupid walking around looking at something and doing it wrong, So if you can eliminate as much of that as possible, that really helps. And we have noticed you've taken quite a lot of people through that over the last year or so, and there are some people that still fall off track for sure, but it's dramatically reduced the amount of people who quit like a month later. I've noticed anyways. We were just talking about a couple people. We showed your mom some stuff. I don't know if she did the exact program, but just showing people how to use the stuff really helps. Another great example is Keith. He's still coming strong. Mark Ruggles did one. He's coming strong still. So there's a handful of people that did that, learned all the basics, and they're still coming, 6 months, a year later.
Yeah.
So.
And we number the machines now for those on the paper with the paper copy. Instead of reading, reverse shoulder fly machine and being like, what the heck is that? We'll say number 4, machine number 4. It'll still have the name, but we'll have the number correlated with the machine now. So that makes it easier.
Yeah, it makes it super easy. You come in Monday or day 1, whatever it says, and you've got, machine 1, 2, 4, 7, whatever sets and reps, and you know exactly where to go and what to do.
And I think it's hard because, this gym and another gym can have the same machines, but they work different. So that's where it gets tricky. Even if you've gone to a gym before, but you come here, they're going to be they could be a little bit different.
Yeah, for sure.
Some
machines are selectorized where some are plate loaded. That's a big difference. Some of them definitely do work different, even if they're similar body part. So that's a great point too. So that is a great way to start. Beginner package. It's $100. Like I said, we do 2 half-hour sessions. We do a month membership and a 4-week program on Trainerize. And then from there, You can either just continue with the gym if you're comfortable. You can do more training. You can continue with the online programming. So we don't just online program for at home. We do online programming for in the gym as well for people that want that.
And you get a body scan.
Body scan, which is our tool that we can see how much muscle mass you have, body fat percentage, how many calories you burn. And then we'll do another one at the end of the month and kind of show you how you're progressing, and then we can set goals with you and that kind of thing. So, number 3, and probably one of the best ways, I would say these last 2 are the best ways, in my opinion, to get started. So, number 3 is basically just going a level beyond the beginner package, is continuing and hiring a one-on-one trainer to get started. The beautiful thing with that is you're getting 100% support, no judgment, and you're going to get a private plan that's tailored to you. So we're able to meet with you, talk about your goals, see how much background you have, and then we're going to make a plan that's going to meet you where you're at and slowly build you up. The other thing I will say with that is we have like 4 different rooms in this building. Mm-hmm. So we've got, when you walk in, you've got a cardio room. We've got the selectorized machine. I call it the machine room. We've got the free weight room. Mm-hmm. You go down the hall, we've got the big turf area where we can do our group training. And then right over here, we've got the beginner strength room, which is kind of a private room. And so if you're somebody that is really scared and nervous about coming to the gym, we can set you up with a trainer. They'll bring you right back to this private room where it's just you and the trainer, and you can start in there for your sessions. Once you're a little more comfortable, then we could venture out to the group training room or in the gym. Usually, if it's super busy in the gym, we don't like to take people in there. We'll take you to a different area where it's a little bit more secluded and where you can just get focused on your workout and not have to worry about running into other people. So that's just one thing I wanted to point out is when you do work with a trainer, it's not like you're in the room and it's not like there's a bunch of bodybuilders and fitness, competitors in there or anything anyways, but we do try to make it as the lowest amount of intimidation as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was thinking when I started too, I started actually with a little bit of classes. I started athletic training camp. Yep. I mean, probably like 8 years ago ish when I started working out here. And a lot of people when they first come in, and this is what I thought is I come in, I got some friends that work out here, so like I'll just kind of hop in with them. We'll see what they're doing. I'll kind of copy them. And yeah, I mean, that's fine. You do learn stuff, but the difference between that and having a personal trainer is huge. Like having a personal trainer is completely individualized to your body and to your goals. And like, cause we sit down, we come up with a plan, we set goals with you, and we structure as a plan out to help you reach those goals. And instead of just kind of hopping in with somebody and doing what they're doing, which is what I did for a long time, actually.
Yeah.
But I still
did too.
Yeah.
When I started, it was just with my buddies. And the thing I will say about that, because I still see it all the time. They're like, oh, I think I'm just going to join and come with my friend so-and-so. And that's all fine and dandy. And that's actually the next thing that we're going to talk about. But the problem with it is there's a really good chance your friend doesn't know what they're doing either.
Yeah.
I love our members, and by all means, they mean well and they want to help people. But we have a few members over the years that every time somebody new comes in, they're trying to help them with all the machines and tell them what to do. And they probably know somewhat what to do, but they're not a trainer. Yeah. They're not an expert. And they might be showing you the wrong thing, or it's what works for them, and their goal is completely different than yours. And then they have you doing their program when you're not ready for it, or that's not your goal. Mm-hmm. So that's a problem I've seen in the past too, is like, oh, I think I'm just going to start with my friend so-and-so. They come here. Well, make sure that they know what they're doing if you're going to do that, and their goals align with your goals, and they're actually teaching you proper form and technique, because that's something I see quite a bit is people want to do that. And if they're alone in the gym anyways, doing it on their own, they could be doing stuff the wrong way or not really maximizing their progress.
Yeah. And the logic of a lot of people is, and this is how they, professional athletes or influencers sell out of their workout programs, is they're training like this. I want to look like them. so I have to train like
Yeah.
that, right? So I see Martin out training in the gym, doing all these wall balls and ring stuff. I'm like, that looks super cool. I want to look like him. I want to be able to work out like him. I'm going to train like him. And, that doesn't always work out the same way. You know what I mean?
Everybody is different, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not ever going to look exactly like somebody else.
Yeah. So.
Yep, that's a great point, too. Yeah.
You got to run your own race.
Exactly, yeah. Studies do show that people who work with a personal trainer are significantly more likely to stick to their workouts and see better results. And that just comes out to the expert guidance, the accountability, and the structure of the plan. When you're paying for that session slot, it's like you're way more likely to actually show up for it. And we all know on our Real Talk a couple weeks ago, our number one tip was what? Consistency. That was the key to the results, was just staying consistent. So the last one, and probably this will be definitely right up there with my top recommendation on top of personal training, is starting with a friend or a family member. Now, contrary to what we were just talking about a second ago, I don't recommend just starting with a friend or family member in the gym 24/7 on your own. Because, like I said, you both probably don't know what to do or how to do it. Although it will increase your likelihood of sticking with it, you might be developing bad habits by doing things wrong or doing the same thing every single day without changing the volume, and you hit a plateau. So my recommendation would be starting with a friend or family member, coworker in training or in a class. So group training, we've got over 30 classes a week. So studies, this is a really cool study. It showed that 6% of married couples who joined a fitness program together dropped out after 12 months. So only 6% dropped out after 12 months, compared to 43% of individuals that joined dropped out within that 12-month period. So that's a significant difference. And I think it would be the same. You wouldn't necessarily have to be a married couple. It could be a mother-daughter, a father-son. It could be just a friend or a coworker. If you join together, you're going to see a similar statistic. Sticking with it a lot longer. So that's what I highly recommend. Also, and this is kind of tying into doing things on your own, is exercising with a partner can increase your workout intensity by up to 200%. So the actual level of the workout, the benefit of the workout that you're getting is going to double, essentially, by working out with somebody.
I work out so much harder when I work out with you guys.
Yes, exactly. Yep. We haven't been able to work out at the same exact time in a little while.
Except our power cleans the other day.
Yeah, and we really push each other a lot harder. And I can't get you to do any Metcons because, he's training for a marathon, but since we're not at the exact same time, he's also been skipping some Metcons.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend it. It's less intimidating and scary, and honestly, it makes it way more fun.
Yeah.
Especially if you came in with a friend, family member, and did a group training class. You're going to have the most amount of fun you could possibly have working out. You're going to have an incredible amount of support and motivation and accountability doing that. And the cool thing about our group training is none of it's choreographed. So it's not like everybody's watching the coach do the workout trying to keep up. It's essentially set up like a large group training, like a training session, a personal training session. So the coach shows you what we're going to be doing and demonstrates everything to make sure you're doing it properly. We usually split out into a couple little groups, and then we start the workout and we walk around and kind of guide you through and help you correct form and stuff like that. And then we try to also incorporate full body, so you're getting not only pushing yourself harder with the intensity, but you're getting a better workout with progression. Which is only going to increase your results. So, working out with a partner is definitely going to be one of the best things you can do. That's how I got started, is working out with friends.
Yeah.
And I've always had a workout partner. I've had dozens of workout partners over the last 15 years, but I've pretty much always had somebody to work out with.
Yeah, I think it's good too if you do it with somebody you see like almost every day.
Yeah.
That way they're always holding you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've seen the jokes about like don't like cheating on your gym partner or something like that, working out with somebody else. Yeah. It's like going to the guys out there who go to the barber. Number one rule: don't cheat on your barber. You can't go to any other barber but that one. Same with your gym partner.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't show up for a week, like whoever you're working out with is gonna reach out to you, like, "Hey, where are you at?" Like, if I just didn't show up, you'd be like, "Are you okay? Like, are you alive?" So it's just an extra.
Well, even this morning, so
Yeah,
Caitlin usually comes in and works out at 8 a.m. before we do our meeting in our podcast, and she wasn't here. I'm like, "Hey, are you coming to the meeting?" I just want to make sure, because usually she's here and like right around the time that I'm getting done and starting with Ken, my training client. But yeah, so that was fun.
Yeah, and it's nice to have that. It's like, oh, they care about me. Like, it's nice. So yeah.
So yeah, there's a few different ways that you could do that with a partner. You could sign up for the beginner package with a partner. You could sign up for group training with a partner, or you could do partner personal training as well. So we kind of have all those different options for people.
Mm-hmm.
I highly, highly recommend doing that. And we often talk to our current clients like, hey, do you know a friend or family member that's been wanting to get started? Like, invite them in with you. Yeah. We have a referral program where if you did have a coworker, a friend, family member that wanted to try it out, they can get their 2 sessions free. Their first 2 sessions are free, whether it's group or personal training. So that way it just makes it a little bit easier to get started and then see if they like it, and then we can kind of go from there. But so my tip would be invite your spouse, your friend, your coworker in with you, and that's going to help your results and you'll help them.
Mm-hmm.
But so, all right. So those are the 4 different ways. So if you don't feel ready, or if you just want to take that first step, these are just 4 different ways that you can get started. And we always start with a consultation first. So the first interaction you have with us here at Thumb Open Fitness is you're not going to just jump right into a workout necessarily. We highly, highly recommend and almost require a consult first. So you'll meet with me in here, and we'll just chat about your goals. We want to see what your goals are, what you've done in the past, what you're struggling with, where you want to go. And then I will help you come up with kind of the best plan. And it might be one of these plans on getting started on the right track. So the heaviest weight you'll lift is the front door for the first time.
Yeah.
Is what I like to say. So that first time coming to the gym is the scariest, the most intimidating. So it does help to know that the first time you do walk in the door, you're not going to be doing a workout. You're not going to be getting sweaty. You don't have to wear workout clothes. You can just come in, have a conversation with us, see what's going to be the best plan, and then the second time it gets a little bit easier. And then you can come in. So even with our group training too, we usually start with 1 or 2 personal training sessions to teach the basics. We call them a skills session, where you're going to work with one of us and we'll teach you kind of all the basic movements that you might do in class. That way when you do show up to class, you at least know kind of what to expect. So that's just one more thing that we do as well. So if you've been nervous about getting started, just know that these options do make it easier. So you can book a consultation. I'll throw a link in the descriptions, or if you know somebody that's coming to the gym, feel free to reach out to them. All of our members would love to have more people come in, friends, family members, work out with them. Mickey was like, I'll work out with anybody. Just come into the store, talk to me. Like, you can come and join me for my workouts. Yeah, he does. And a lot of our members are like that. They're super supportive and helpful. Yeah. So that would be my tips. Just find somebody that's coming to the gym, or if you're currently coming to the gym, who do you know that might want to start but is intimidated, and help them kind of get past that first step to get started. Yeah. Any final shots, you guys?
Nope. That's good for me.
Cool. Please like and subscribe and share it with somebody. That helps us reach more people. Until next time, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon.